How are y'all? I have to tell you, I'm feeling a little bit lighter. This is a Divine Feminine reading for those in the Twin Flame Connection, so welcome if you're here. There will be an extended. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. This first part of the reading, I really want to look at, because here's the thing, I feel for so many of us, it's like, okay, we know this is our person, we know this love exists, we know it's going to be real at some point, but we know we have no control over when it shows up or how it shows up. So why don't you throw us a bone here and let us love life? So I'm going to look at it, I'm going to look at this from an individual standpoint of the Divine Feminine and a self-focus and a life focus. And then the extended, I'm going to talk about what the connection's bringing in for the Divine Feminine, any information we need to know about what's unfolding, because I got to tell you, there is something real close. I don't know what it is, and I'm going to do the Divine Masculine reading next week. There is something about to pop off. We can all feel it. And even collectively, humanity can feel something, but in the Twin Flame Collective, there's a rumble. And I talked about this a little bit, and I don't know if it was on here or on Patreon, so bear with me, but it's like when a volcano's about to erupt and there's earthquakes and the earthquakes get closer together, or you're about to give birth and your contractions are closer and closer together the closer you get to giving birth. There's something like that. So I'm going to look at as individuals, Divine Feminines, what messages they can receive about their life, about their expansion of the individual, and then the extended I'm going to do. And the extended I'm going to leave strictly on Patreon for now and not necessarily as a member here on YouTube until I build more up here in the YouTube space, and then I'll transition everything over. But for now, those of you that have Patreon, you can just keep watching the whole time. And if you'd like to join to watch the extended, you can click the link in the description box below. Oh, these are upside down. Okay. I haven't used these cards in a really long time. They're so beautiful. They're the Astro Codes deck. They're so beautiful. And I don't use them very often. Okay, yeah. We journey. Thanks, Tips. We know we're on a journey. We've been on a roller coaster ride of a journey. But we have change through love, change and love through intuition. So it's funny that there's a clock. Is the clock about to strike 12? I'm trying to, no, 12's at the very top. No, we're like 25 minutes to 10, 25 to 10, whatever that means, 25 to 10. Okay, and we have past, but we have it in reverse, okay? So we've put the past behind us. The clock has now shifted. We've put the past behind us. We're progressing forward. For those of you who are keen on astrology, you might want to look into your self-node stuff. I think there's someone, is her name Trisha Black? If you look her up or Google her, she gives you kind of like, because everyone's like, stay away from your self node, but you've got gifts from the self node that can help you. Okay, so it's not all or nothing. So I would lean into that a little bit. It is 33. 33 is the wounded healer. This is past wounds. We are moving all, like, for those of you who have been on this journey, this past week has been a real treat. Like, I say that dripping with sarcasm because it's been intense, but so cathartic. I hate feeling that way. I hate having those emotions, but it feels so good to let them out. So understand that we are for real leaving this stuff in the past. And that's hard because I feel like this entire journey, we're like, oh, we're done with that. And then it shows up at your door uninvited. So let's see what else we got unfolding, okay? I'm not going to do compartmentalization. Oh, we have dignified strength. I love that. I love that. As we shed our past and the things that made us feel undignified, we reclaim our sovereignty. We reclaim our self-empowerment. We have self and co-creation with source to create stability, creating stability in an entirely new way, inside out. Creating stability with the self, regardless of what's going on around you. I think that's really powerful. Does that mean you're going to be okay in every situation with every person? No, I don't believe that. I believe that that's going to set you up for failure for sure. Like, who was it that said, if you ever want to see how healed you are, go spend time with family? But I feel you are going to have a really strong sense of resonance in recognizing what is for you and what isn't, and really not participating with the stuff that isn't for you anymore, so you don't have those experiences, right? Like, really having a much more tailored experience based on what makes you feel good. And I know I've been talking about that for a long time, but this feels really resonant, really more tangible. Okay, the moon. Okay, so we've got 19, and 19 for me is the number of forgiveness. It's self-closure, all right, to bring about an ending. But I love that we have the moon, because we just had this full moon, because I'm recording this before the full moon, but it's not going to be posted until after the full moon, because it's going to be posted on the Sunday. This full moon, and I've talked about it in my blog, I've talked about it in different readings, it is opening us up. I talk about it in the full moon reading. It is opening us up to a heart-centered path, right? It's changing our perception. Even when I was channeling last night, because I'll sometimes journal and just ask for whatever to come in, and they said, stop thinking about how other people will react to you and trying to mitigate that. Stop worrying about, like, shift your perception. What are you doing? You're not doing it to please people. You're doing it to share love and project love out into the world and share what you know with love. That's your focus. That's your perception. And it did shift. It shifted things. I don't feel as tired when I do these anymore. I feel kind of out of it a little bit because I'm connected and I'm like, woo. But I don't feel as heavy. And part of that, we're going to bring in forgiveness. Part of that was giving myself permission to be me without thinking, like, because I think we have to overcompensate if we're lacking, right? And my feelings of lack came from guilt and shame, from not being good enough, from having these experiences, and so I would try to micromanage my expression and what I'm doing because I wanted to be perceived well. But I have no control over how other people perceive me. I only have control over how I perceive myself, and sometimes that's hit or miss. So shifting our perception of ourselves and who we are in the world without considering the world at large, I feel like that's going to be a big game changer, because most of us are trailblazers. We're doing things in a very different way. We want the world to accept us, but we can't go about it wanting the world to accept us, wanting our person to accept us. We have to go about it in a way that we accept us, and then they will follow because they will feel it, right? There's something about us stepping into, and that's, to me, that's the epitome of divine feminine energy. Somebody who is just walking the walk and not worrying about if people are picking it up or not, because they will. With the energy speaks. Our energy is powerful. As divine feminines, our energy is powerful. Okay, it speaks before we do. All right. So when we speak from this place that isn't that, it's just this thing. Okay, let's get one more here. Oh, introspection. We've got the 12th house, massive. We've got change amplified. Okay, change agents. All right, but it comes through introspection. It's funny because I talk about how, yeah, look at this. What's underneath? What's coming up? Shine. Right? We're here to shine. We're here to radiate. We're here to radiate love and all those things. But to do that, we got to take off all of these layers that have weighed us down, and that's what we've been doing. So just so you understand, everything you've gone through has had an important purpose, and it hasn't been lost. And if that's the only thing you take away from this entire video, then I have done my job. So when I talk about how when I woke up, I jumped right in. I've always been a little bit more deep. I jumped right into the deep end. Like, I understood wounding even before I woke up consciously. I understood how addiction worked. I understand even with food addiction, like and then I have I have a stellium in my 12th house. I'm kind of in my solar return this year. Everything's in the 12th house. So we're going deep, baby. And I'm going to take you there with me whenever you want to go. But it's to understand that you are shedding, because here's the deal. I'm going to just say this. You can take it however you like. I believe that twin flames are here. Divine connections a little bit, but they have a different purpose, okay? And I'll clarify that in a little bit in this video. Twin flames are here to reconcile separation from love in a romantic relationship. In a romantic relationship. People like, it's not about romance. It is. We are redesigning the whole concept of romance through the frequency of unconditional love. And that we have to do that within ourselves as individuals, and having that other person with us amplifies that cause. It's going to bring out all the shadow, all the ugliness, all the separation, all the ways in which hate and fear have interfered with love in order to embody and step into that, okay? So that's where we're at. Okay, I want to look at a little bit of the galactic stuff. Okay, sorry, I meant to, divine connections, okay? They're not the same soul frequency, but they are highly evolved souls. They have a higher frequency. They are here to do work together collectively, okay? So their love brings them together, and in that symbiosis, they are doing work with humanity, okay? Energetically and frequency-wise, okay? For those of you that needed to know that, it's still every divine connection has an important purpose, okay? Twin flames are not the only ones here to break up the whole relationship side of things. It's just one unique path to do that, okay? Relationship rules and regulations and structures that just keep us versus them separate, okay? We're here to break down all of that, but we get to break that down in ourselves first. So because we are a higher frequency, I want to look at the energetic side of things for the divine feminines. This has been very physical for us, and we are not generally super comfortable in the physical. That is just not, because we're bringing our energy into the old energy, into the old physical reality. We're alchemizing it, if you will. Okay. But I want to see, okay, the Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Don't give up before the miracle happens. You are on mission. I love that. You're on mission, divine feminines, okay? So what I kind of love about this is these are mission codes that we're receiving. I think that's honestly what we feel. I believe we receive a lot of, even though everything comes through here, we actually receive the physical shift, okay, in our DNA, in our whatever, because everything's, your physical body is your vessel, but it also receives from the soul, right? It receives, anyways, I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm a little woo-woo, just to give you a heads up. And I'm not, see how I want to mitigate that? Being, oh my God, what if somebody thinks I'm woo-woo? I have to tell them. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Okay. But through our Earth Star chakra is where we receive our divine blueprint activations. Like, our divine blueprint is not revealed wholly to us at the beginning. We receive parts when we're ready. We're about to receive our new mission. Whatever that might be, wherever that might take you, you will know it's your mission because it will light you up like a Christmas tree. Your brain might want to come in, right? If you're still working through some of these old belief systems, your brain might want to come in and be like, you know, can you really do that? Is that blah, 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 question it, whatever it is. But you're like, this feels so, the tone of this frequency brooks no argument. It's going to win out no matter what. So you just got to let those thoughts and feelings come out and come through. Okay. The Anunnaki light codes. Okay. Energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. Okay, this is just affirming. And I don't know if any of you guys know anything about the Anunnaki. They are responsible, historically, for severing humans from their vagus nerve. And we are here reconnecting we are here to reestablish that connection to source and our wholeness, okay? It's not an all or nothing, not all Anunnaki. These are light codes, okay? This is reconciliation from the past. Reconciliation for what was done. We are now expanding into a place we have never been before. The Akashic Stargate, so aligned with purpose, crossroads. You can't mess this up. No wrong path. I love this. I love this so much because you know what? We are in need of some good news. Where's the good news, people? Right? I love this. Tells me that we have cleared out any of the old timelines that we would very innocently traipse down because we thought that was the path because it was built with our old, wounded, conditioned energy, where we were making decisions that because we thought we had to do it this way, right? Those are old, those are all closed off. Something massive has happened in the Akashic Records realm where we are closing out massive timelines. And even though you might feel like you don't know what to do with yourself, you will sooner than later. And even still, you cannot mess, there's no old timelines to go down anymore. You can't just traipse down the wrong path and mess that you can't do that anymore. That the way that we engage in karma has shifted because the energy with which we engaged with karma has shifted. How we were taught to engage with karma, decisions, actions, consequence, that is all shifted. Something real. This feels so good to me. I'm just gonna lay in bed and stare at the ceiling, I'm pretty sure. And we have star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. I feel like we're going to be connected with the right people. We're going to be like, we already have some of our soul family, our star family. We already have some, but this is more expansive. So if you connect with angels, galactic light beings, that could 100% be it. It could be people here. It could be your person. It could be a whole new group of friends and connections that supports this path. We are grieving the relationships and the connections we built as our unawakened self. It makes sense that we are going to now connect with people that feed our soul, okay, in a really beautiful way. All right, so what is some guidance? I'm going to leave y'all with some guidance. And then in the extended, I want to look at how the connection is supporting the divine feminines, what we need to know about whatever it is we need to know about. I don't think we're going to get timelines because, you know, it feels really close though. So I'm not, and part of my superstitious conditions, I was like, oh my God, don't jinx it. You can't jinx it. You cannot jinx this. You can't say the wrong thing. You can't do the wrong thing. It's more powerful than those limitations. I love that. Okay. All right. What do we got for the divine feminines? Digital detox, you know, recalibrate, reset, and recharge 100%. Even though I appreciate that you were on here watching this, I personally have not, like, I'm off Instagram. I go on there once in a while on my personal account, but even then, even TikTok, even though I love some of the stuff that's on there, I just feel so much better when I'm not in that energy sometimes. Because it's so, there's something about it. And I'm not going to make anything right or wrong because you get to do what you get to do and you get to do what feels good. But if you're feeling off, you may be taking on more energy than you realize from other people. It's not going to mess up your life. It's not going to mess up your path. But it's going to mess up how you feel in the moment, how you feel about yourself. It's funny how much I love my body when I'm not on social media. It's so funny. Even though I'm very aware of the filters and I'm very aware of all the angles and all the tuning and all that stuff. And even though I know it's posturing and virtual, I know all that. But it still makes me look at myself. Like, it's such a weird thing. I don't know if you guys have that thing too. Anyways, but if you need to take time away, take time away. Just connect with your heart, with your source, your person's higher self. Okay, we'll also hear from your person's higher self and see what they got to say. I say, like, as a collective, the Divine Masculine Collective. But they're all in the same place. They're just in different situations. Koi abundance, move with the flow of abundance around and through you. So I really love this because we are it. We are it. We are love. We are light. We are the star codes. We are we are bringing abundance to earth. So it makes sense that we would receive that abundance as well. But I feel like prosperity, material gains, that even when I say that, there's this weird tone to it, but truthfully, there's something we're shifting with that. And it's in even our belief systems, our relationship with money, love and money, they're like magnets. Just feel into that, okay? There's something with that. You don't have to choose love over money, and you don't have to choose money over love. I don't know who that's for. Okay, one more for the Divine Feminines. What do we got? This is just such a beautiful reading. Graceful transformation. It's our swan era, babies. Okay? Otherwise, I called you babies. Babe, soften your heart and find your flow. Because you know what? When you feel good, you're soft. There's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be stressed about. There's nothing to be protective about. You're just in flow. Like, I feel it right now. Like, and here's the deal. I'm going to be clear about this. Is this going to be rainbows and puppy dogs 24/7? No. But it's going to be more of the majority than it's been. It's because we've closed out these, like, we've closed them out. We've been closing them for like 3 years. Like, we've been doing a really great job. So wherever you're at, whatever you're going through, know that everything you're going through has a divine purpose, and it's going to be for your betterment. And if that gets you through to know that you're going to have more and more of these empowered, really beautiful, loving experiences in your life. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, and or subscribe. I'm trying to build my community on here. I want to just share the love and connection to source with everybody. And if you want to watch the extended, the link's in the description box below. If you're on Patreon, keep watching, because we're going to get into the little bit of the nitty gritty. I just want to see a little bit of what we need to know in regard to our connection.